ready to rumble. Welcome back to the Movie Torture Podcast. I'm Roger, one of the hosts, and I'm super excited about what we got going on tonight, Brad. What's going on, dude?
Jacob, Jonathan, it took doing Ready to Rumble for Roger just to change his whole intro up. After like 80-something episodes, he's like, ready to rumble! Roger couldn't sleep last night because this is his Santa Claus. I mean, this is what he's been waiting on.
No, I couldn't sleep last night because I stayed up to watch the Tar Heels. But
Wow.
but this was, I knew we were going to have some fun discussion.
Brad, turn your ringer off.
Yeah, that was me. That was MTD going, are y'all on yet? Yeah, let me respond.
We don't want him on here. He's officially off the podcast.
He needs to hear you say that.
I'm sick of his jokes.
You need to say it when he comes on. Y'all need to have we need to have an intervention.
Next time I see him, I'm telling him in person.
You'll show up in front of his house and be like,
it's going to be like the gas station wrestling match.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that voice you hear is Jonathan, by the way, and you have been missed. We are so glad to have you back on the show you helped launch.
It's good to be back. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time since you have been on. We have added 18 cast members and got 10 sponsors, and I'm kidding.
According to your dad, I've been putting the kids to bed for the last 3 months.
Yeah, that's his joke. He always comes back with Jonathan's got to put the kids to bed. And MTD's wanting to know why is it not on YouTube? It says it's on YouTube.
Is. I'm watching it.
It's on YouTube.
He's putting somebody to bed. Maybe some nights it's the kids and.
Tell Movie Torture Dad it's probably just because he's an old man. He can't work the technology of the YouTube.
Okay, he's texting me right now. He said he's on now. Now tell him that again because he needs to hear that.
Yeah, the old folks don't know how to work the technology on the computers up on the internets. My kids could get you on YouTube, Movie Torture Dad.
He said here now.
He's already typing now.
He's in. That voice you don't hear is MTD and Jacob. Jacob is on the show, and it's good to have you, Jacob. This is the dream for these two guys, right? This is the dream. I feel like we don't even have to ask them Movie Torture, Movie Gold for this movie at the end. I feel like it's just
it's almost a
it's set in stone already.
Yeah, that could be right. Wait, what is he talking about? That could be right. Yeah, because what you don't know, Jacob, I'm gonna let you and Jonathan let me know that when he dies, it's in his will. He wants on his tombstone, ready to rumble.
That's true.
That's pretty good.
He says, but they are in bed. I love this little back and forth Jonathan and MTD's got going on right now. This is pretty funny.
We live too close. He's going to have to see me. Don't worry.
Y'all do live about 7 minutes apart, so you're pretty close to him. So what movie are we doing? Well, Jacob, what are we doing today?
We are doing Ready to Rumble.
Oh, okay. Do you have your intro?
I do want to hear it. I sure do.
Okay.
I'm always ready with an intro.
He's got an intro, Roger.
All right. Let's check in with Brad and Roger as they're eating lunch and can't figure out what that smell is. Jonathan is trying to relive that wrestling dream he's been chasing after. MTD has a whole new group of kids to train to fight off Jason Voorhees. And Jacob is living out his dreams as the man of the law. Now let's jump in to Ready to Rumble.
I like that, Jacob. You and Roger, you're bringing it today. Roger's going the Michael Buffer, let's get ready to rumble. Yeah. And you're bringing I like how MTD's training all of us again, like you did Voorhees.
Well, the intro to the last one we did was also a wrestling intro that I did, so I just didn't
Was it?
finish off the whole thing. Yeah. It was the for the New Age Outlaws and Generation X.
See, y'all, you and Jonathan know wrestling way more than I do. I'm not a wrestler, but Netflix is getting it. Are y'all excited about that?
About as
Well-
excited as watching the Mike Tyson fight.
Well, I don't know. Like maybe 15-year-old me would have been real excited because I get to hear more cussing and suggestive stuff. But Father Roger now is more like man, it's gonna stink that what parents gonna let their kids watch this now because it's gonna take a turn. Where it's been
Father
more-
Roger sounds like your Catholic priest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
That's his wrestling name. Father Roger.
Father? Oh my gosh, you should say Father Roger.
And coming to the
Father
ring, we have
Jonathan was-
Father Roger.
He'll
Father
literally
Jonathan
put your
had the
kids to
same
bed.
thought, though, Father Roger.
Yeah,
What?
when I text in or call in WFNZ here, my name's Rev Raj. So that's
Oh,
that's
Rev
the
Raj.
other-
When is the last time you've called in to the radio station?
it's been a long time since I called it. I texted in today and they were texting out. They read my text, so I texted
When-
in right when the Mac Brown stuff was going down.
When you call in next time, can you be movie torture Raj? Give us a little
that might be a
pub.
thought. Yeah,
Yeah, movie torture Raj.
Yeah.
Just, catch us on iTunes and Spotify. Like us. Go to our merch store. Buy some stupid shirts, man, and hats and a coffee cup. There's so many things you can buy. You should just promote that when you get on there. Go, by the way, and just do it really fast, like the Micro Machine guys. You hang up.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. Did anybody catch my joke I just made that was highly inappropriate
No.
about Father Raj when Jonathan was talking about I said, Father Raj will literally put your kids to bed.
That
That's
joke
a
don't hit
priest.
that hard whenever you got
Jonathan,
kids.
there's
Works about
the
your-
reason why that's the reason Jonathan's not putting his face on there.
Exactly.
Jonathan's
you.
like, I don't want to be on there. I'm good. It's,
Example number one.
you're lucky you're getting my voice.
3 minutes in.
Well, I was making a Catholic joke because he's a father. It wasn't Roger. He's not inappropriate. Roger does come around with some inappropriate comments every now and then, doesn't he, Jonathan? On the show. Like when you least expect it, he'll just drop one. You'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Roger's been on the good list for a long time now, but he was on the naughty list. He had a streak going for a little while.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's had some stuff I've had to edit before. Not in a bad way. Not vulgar language or anything. He's not swearing.
I still think the best one was the speeding ticket one.
Oh my gosh. What was that one? Oh, you can't
No,
say it.
don't say
Yeah,
it.
don't say it. Jonathan's got a
Well,
kid
I
continue to feed his family.
I can allude to it without actually telling the joke, but it was we were talking about an old lady getting the speeding ticket, and I made a comment that they're not pulling over an old lady for
This is Inspector Gadget 2 he's talking about with
yeah
the what's the guy's name? Jacob Jonathan from 30 Rock from the Sun.
yeah
French
Frenchie.
French, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That's a terrible movie. It was terrible. But
Yeah.
That's back when
Fritz
we
Stewart.
did bad movies on the Bad Movie Podcast.
Wait, we do bad movies now.
yeah.
Well, we're doing Ready to
just-
Rumble tonight. That's a solid 9 out of 10.
If you like wrestling, it's a really good movie. But my wife ain't sitting through Ready to Rumble, that's for sure.
Okay,
No.
question.
We know you've never put your wife through Ready to Rumble.
Oh,
Oh.
slinging some arrows, man.
Number 2 example why Jonathan's face sitting up here. Hey, so question. Of course, Ray Rumble's about the wrestling scene. Was the acting better for the actors in this movie or the wrestlers? Who were better actors?
Great question. I'll say actors, but I was really bothered that the main wrestler wasn't a wrestler; that he was an actor.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. You had all
You didn't
those
like that?
wrestlers.
He's the bad guy in Lake Placid, I think. He's been in a lot of movies. Oliver
I thought an alligator was the bad guy in Lake Placid.
wasn't he true? Wasn't he a bad guy in Lake Placid too? Though, you're right. He didn't look. Okay. Do you want me to? Do you want me to? First off, the budget for this movie is $24 million. The MTD's let us know. I don't know what they spent that on.
Box office was 12.
The wrestlers.
Yeah.
You think the wrestlers cost that much to have them in this movie?
I mean, back in that day, like some of the wrestlers they had on there were some big name wrestlers, so they probably got a nice little cut.
They were WCW, and they were getting like way paid back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is their promotion got so much publicity that they probably threw in a lot of money towards the movie to help out with because it's literally was getting a sponsorship, you know.
Is this, Jonathan? You've told me about this before. Is this the birth of David Arquette being a heel in the WCW?
I think it was like a segue into him becoming a wrestler. He
Yeah.
won the WCW heavyweight champion. I think he was like in a triple cage
It was
match
the
or
cage
something,
match like this one with like the 3 cages on top of it.
where you
And
climb up to the top. Yeah.
And if you want to really upset, like, okay, Jonathan and I are wrestling fans, but we're not like basement dwelling, mac and cheese eating.
That's debatable, but okay.
But those kind of guys, if you ask them like, what's the worst thing that ever happened in wrestling, they will say it right off the bat. They'll say David Arquette, because it literally kind of made wrestling look stupid.
How? Well, I mean, because this little guy who's probably not much bigger than me went out there and beat wrestlers.
Well, I mean, but they played it up like, you know, nobody really thought that it was just it stained the title. Like, even though wrestling's fixed and and certain guys get the title and stuff like that, but to have somebody who's not been in the business and it's not put in the work and hand it over to him is like a slap in the face to wrestling and wrestlers and wrestling fans.
Yeah,
But to David Arquette's credit, have y'all seen You Cannot Kill David Arquette?
I've seen clips of it.
Yeah,
It's really good. He was ranked in like the top. I know this sounds crazy, but like top 500 wrestlers, in like 2020 or 2000 something, where he like went on a quest to like learn how to wrestle, to kind of like a redemption song for kind of how he did wrestling back then. So
did you know that off the top of your head? Did you know that off the top of your head, or did you just look that up?
No, I watched it.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. That was a very good documentary with David Arquette. That was a good movie. Did you ever see that, Roger and Jacob?
I've seen
No,
clips,
I've seen
but I've never
clips.
seen the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I think I watched it because you told me to, Brad, or maybe vice versa, one or the other.
You probably told me because you're more into wrestling than I am. But
Hey, I've been to 2 wrestling matches this month.
I saw you've been sending the video. It's funny. Is your kid getting? I'm just gonna say your kid because I don't say his name. Is he getting into it? Is he into the wrestling?
Actually, my oldest daughter's getting into it pretty hardcore. She got a Cody Rhodes necklace the other day at the wrestling match, and she's now declared that Cody Rhodes is her favorite wrestler.
Is he big? Is he just a local guy or what?
It's Dusty Rhodes' son, dude.
Oh, see, I'm not.
Come on, Brad.
Come on, you idiot! Don't you know? Let me grab my mac and cheese and head back to my basement. Wait, I'm gonna have a basement soon, so I guess I can sit in the basement, eat mac and cheese, and watch wrestling on Netflix.
Watch wrestling.
I could be the guy Roger describes.
You could be.
So this movie.
You got to get some dirty white underwear, though.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing those now. This movie.
That's Cody Rhodes.
Okay, where was he wrestling at?
He's in WWE.
Oh, okay, so he wasn't like at one of your local gigs.
Oh no.
Oh no, this is literally the necklace she got. It's like a picture of him glued to a bottle cap with a little like sheep chain. It was $2 at the Wrestling for Christ wrestling show.
Oh my gosh. Would you be okay with her coming to you at 18 and saying, I'm going into the wrestling biz?
Sure.
You would? As
Why wouldn't I?
oh no, man. I feel like they die young in the wrestling biz.
They used to. The women though used to be more like managers and stuff, but now they actually are wrestlers and athletes. Like the WWE has a performance center, and they're literally doing NIL stuff with gymnasts, with volleyball players, basketball players, track and field, and then when after they finish school, they come over and go right into the training facility.
Yeah, they're
Wow.
not divas anymore.
They're not.
No,
Who was the girl back in the early 2000s? Was it Dallas? What was her name? Was it the blonde? Oh, Jonathan, you know who I'm talking. You've got to
Trish
know him.
Stratus?
No, was there a Dallas?
No,
No.
there's Dallas Diamond Page in this movie.
No, not Dallas Diamond Page. This is a blonde.
Diamond Dallas Page. I have to correct y'all.
This was a blonde that was really, really attractive back in the mid 2000s, and she was really popular. And she came to Gastonia and signed autographs at one point.
I'm sorry,
Um,
nobody that popular is coming to Gastonia to sign
She
autographs.
did. She did.
There's
It wasn't
Charlotte
China.
Flair,
No.
Charlotte Flair.
Nope.
there's,
Did we already Trish
Italian-
Stratus?
Nope. I'll know the name when you say it.
Sonny.
Yes, Sonny. That's it.
Okay.
Sonny came.
If she came in the, if Sonny came anytime in the last 15 years, nobody should have been going to see her. I
Why?
think she's in
Was she
prison
ahead?
How
now.
long ago?
Huh?
Yes, she's in.
She's in prison.
She's in prison?
Didn't she kill
Yeah.
someone?
No.
I don't know. I know she's had like a lot of money problems and drug problems. I'm assuming it's this drug stuff that got her in jail.
MTD. Is she in prison now? Look that up. Yes, Tammy Lynn Sitch. That's her name, right?
Yep, that's her. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Where was Dallas coming from?
I don't know. I don't know why I was thinking Dallas. But Sonny, it doesn't even have her as a wrestler on
She is currently serving a 17-year prison sentence.
but Wikipedia doesn't even describe her as a wrestler. It says Tammy Lynn Sitch, American pornographic film star. She's a porno star?
Yeah, she was at one time. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. I can't believe I used to think she was pretty. Back in the day, I was like, man, Sonny's a girl. She's 51 now, man. Makes me feel really old.
That's only a few years older than you, Brad.
Yeah, you're right. She wasn't that much older than me, but gosh, she's serving 17 years in lockup.
For manslaughter, DUI manslaughter, I think.
Do you think we could get her on this pod and just talk to her from
I
prison?
mean, if we pay her collect call.
We'll call her in and ask her about wrestling. Like, she would have wanted to be in this movie. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
2001 was her heyday, right?
Probably, yeah. This was, yeah, probably.
Yeah. In 2001 and 2003, she regularly posed nude for Missy Hyatt's adult website, Wrestling Vixens. And that's when she started. Like in 2016, she released a pornographic film titled "Sunny Side Up: In Through the Back Door."
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I need to go take a bath just hearing that.
Let's stop on those, Rod. We don't need to. This is kid show. But she just went to prison. She's going to be in prison. I mean, she just went last year, right?
Yeah.
2023.
She's had
So
legal problems since 2012.
but she's not going to get out of prison until 2040.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's in there for a while.
Oh my gosh, man. Well,
sad story.
2002, Sonny, around 2002, came to Gastonia to the Books a Million and signed it might have been when did she release a book? Did she write a book?
Do you still have your autograph from her?
I should have went, man. That thing would. Think I could sell that on.
She released an autobiography in 2016.
Maybe that's when she came, 2016. Okay, that seems a little more like it. She came in 2016. I guess. I don't know. I know she came at one point though. So anyway, so we'll start this movie out. We hadn't even got to the movie. These two morons are sitting outside the gas station drinking a Slurpee. And they're dumb as a bag of bricks, really.
One of the best lines at the beginning of this movie.
What is it, Jacob?
He goes, actually, it's a little bit into the movie when he's trying to get the free Slurpee refill. And he's like,
yeah.
why does it look like you got your finger in your butt? He goes, because I do.
That's a power move, though, because he knows his butt stinks, so he puts his hand there and then tells the Slurpee guy, "Smell this," and he kind of has to smell it. He's like, "Ugh."
He's like, no shame in his game whatsoever. He's like, why does it look like you got your finger in your butt? He's like, because I do.
Because I do.
And then the guy at the convenience store is like, you drank all that, even though it's like, he says, yeah, he gave some weird excuse.
It reminds me of the scene from Mallrats when he does the chocolate covered pretzel to the guy.
Yes.
It's funny you bring up Mallrats, Jonathan. Jacob taught me and my wife something we didn't know, and his wife taught us that the mall in Mallrats is one of the mall we were at that mall a couple weeks ago. Jacob and I,
Yes.
like up here in Eden Prairie.
Eden Prairie Mall.
Yeah,
That makes sense though, because Kevin Smith, is he from Minnesota?
no, he's from New Jersey, right?
Yeah,
He
he's
does
from New Jersey.
I guess it's the fascination with Prince makes me think he is.
Does he like Prince?
Oh yeah, the references Moore's Day in the time. It's Prince reference.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know. Jacob, we should go to Prince's house one day for a visit.
You can tour it.
We should go tour it, Jacob, you and I, and then report back to Movie Torture.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So they work for a porta potty company, which is so gross, man. There's so many things wrong. Like they go
The scene where they're sitting on the back of the truck and it's dripping down
As they're
sludge,
eating lunch.
and they're eating lunch like right beside it.
That's a good scene, though, right, Jonathan?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Like that's the fun. I remember that scene of the movie. That's one of my favorite scenes because it's just disgusting. And I love when he goes to the bathroom and he doesn't want him to do it.
He blows him on the porta potty.
He's got his fingers crossed like a little kid. Didn't he cross his fingers?
He did.
Like,
Yeah. I'm not gonna do it.
Their brain intelligence is pretty low, right?
And that truck is older than dirt, man.
But it was handed down to him, right, Jonathan? It was handed down from his dead dad.
From his great grandpa, it looks like.
Oh yeah. So you get there is they are gonna go watch the wrestling match between this wrestler who looks like he's about as in shape as me. Like I don't understand how this guy's beating The Rock and Stone Cold and
Bam
what's
Bam
the guy?
Bigelow.
Bam Bam Bigelow. He's beating
Goldberg.
Goldberg. I mean, this guy's handing out punishment, and he looks so flabby and fat and out of shape. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, he definitely does. That's why I said I hate that it's an actor, not a wrestler.
Like, could they not have cast Hulk Hogan? What was he doing in 2001?
Oh, that budget would have gone way sky high if they had had
It would have
Hogan.
been.
Well,
Notice
cast
Ric Flair
Goldberg.
Notice Ric Flair wasn't in the movie either. He probably
He was
wanted
not.
a ton more cash.
Rowdy Roddy Piper could have been in this movie.
Sting
Yeah.
was in there.
I mean, you had Macho Man,
Goldberg, Booker T. They had so many good wrestlers.
They did.
so they couldn't have moved one of them to the lead spot.
Yeah,
I mean-
right, exactly.
Like it's like they wanted the actor in there because they thought he could act, but he doesn't have to be a great actor. You want to believe that he can actually whip some tail in the wrestling ring.
Right.
Well, I think the thing is they were trying to make it like, that, they could turn anybody into a superstar kind of thing. and how miserable a person he is. I mean, you had to get to the point you had to despise the guy, and like, I don't know. And they wanted the first half of the movie to be that way, so you wanted him to look like he was a loser, like a drunk loser,
But still, you could have had any good professional wrestler play that role and do that. I mean, you already had like 50 of them on there.
I mean, you did pack it in.
It could have been Jerry Lawler, but Jerry Lawler was in the WWE, so there was no way he could. But that's who this character was based off of.
So there's no WWEs in this movie. It's all WCW.
Yeah,
Correct.
it was before WWE bought WCW.
Okay, so
This might have been the nail in the coffin for WWE to buy him.
Yeah, this and Arquette become a champion. Yeah.
So who is the closest to that guy now, or a wrestler in real life? Who's the closest to that guy that we would know? That's
To Jimmy
active.
King?
Yeah, to Jimmy King.
Kevin
Nobody
Owens.
now. Yeah.
I look at I've aired this grievance with Raj before. One of my pet peeves is when I look at a wrestler, I want to believe they could beat me in a fight. And if I look at a guy and I'm like, I would whoop him, I can't get behind him at all.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. I don't want the guy to be really small or super skinny. Like, he needs to have some muscle and be at least taller than me.
Do you think we could send Gary to wrestling school?
To like
Poor Gary.
to be a spectator.
No, to get in the ring and win. Who would be the?
He could be a good valet.
Oh my gosh, who would be the best wrestler on the
I
show?
have a great name for him, but I'm just not going to do it. So,
Well, you got to type it in the chat. Then we got to be able to see this
Okay.
name. Who would be the best wrestler on the cast?
Jacob, how tall are you?
6'2".
Jacob.
I think Hannah could bring it though for the girl side. Hannah or
Yeah, she
Ashley.
could be a women's wrestler.
I think Hannah and Ashley could definitely bring it. Don't you, Jacob?
Yeah. Yeah. Tag team.
Oh my gosh! And then MTD's their promoter.
Yeah.
Every-
Every old man with the two women.
Oh my gosh, Roger. Oh gosh. I like the idea of MTD bringing out Ashley and Hannah to wrestlers.
I train boys.
He's dropping that in every WCW interview. He's like, back when I trained Voorhees, and then it says in his name, MTD did train Voorhees. Now I'm training these two broads. I always get consent when I train them. We were speaking of that. Jacob and I were talking. We were watching the Tyson fight together, and did you say old man? And there was an old man. They have the girl boxer from Ireland, Katie. What's her name? Is it Katie something? I don't know.
I believe so, yeah.
There's a guy there that like wipes the boobs down in the corner. I was like, what's this guy's job, man? He like wipes her chest and her stomach off of sweat. And I was like, Jacob, that's MTD's job, man. And then we were like, Jacob goes, I always get consent before I do any wiping. So now he's got Hannah and Ashley in the ring. He's got jewelry all over his hands. He's wearing the jewelry, the gold chain. I feel like this would be a fun character. MTD as the trainer to Hannah and Ashley, his two favorite stars of movie Torture. Did I tell you I trained a voice? Yes, you did. Mazel. That's actually Mazel in him. Muzzle, I'm not muzzling. Muzzle. They get in this big argument and then they start. Don't you fight your manager, Jonathan?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Turn my back on him.
Yeah, they're going to turn their back on him. He's going to have to fight him. And then they're going to get kicked out for elder abuse. Oh my gosh!
Before we get too much further, there's
Yeah.
something funny about that. A funny memory I have about this movie. I remember being a kid. You remember back when pay-per-view, you used to call your cable company and order the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I remember me and my cousin trying to order this, and instead of sending us Ready to Rumble, they sent us 200 cigarettes, and so we watched 200 cigarettes instead of Ready to Rumble.
Oh my gosh! I was thinking literally Henry Chase getting 200 cigarettes delivered to his house. But that 200 cigarettes movie was terrible.
Yeah, that's a definite movie torture possibility.
Oh, have you ever? Is it even available on to even watch? It has Christina Ricci in it, right?
And Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's the main one I remember.
Oh yeah.
Ben Affleck, Casey Affleck, Dave Chappelle, Guillermo Diaz.
You can't even watch it
Hudson.
anywhere. It is that bad, man. It's got star power, though. I will say
They've
it's got.
a ton of star power.
They're like, we can put no one through this torture.
Yeah, we're not gonna. It's got. Oh man, it's got Janine Garofalo. Remember when she was a thing?
No, I'd rather forget that.
Gabby Hoffman. That was the daughter in Field of Dreams. Man, they've got.
Paul Rudd.
Good Lord, this had every young actor in it, and it's a terrible movie.
Yep.
I went to the theater and saw it though, so I can't say that. It's not like Hannah would be like, that makes sense. That's funny that you tried to get Ready to Rumble, instead got 200 cigarettes though.
Yeah, it's such a weird memory, but I remember being disappointed.
You didn't call and complain?
I'm sure we did, but we were. I mean, I was like 13.
I'm amazed that you could order a pay-per-view. We didn't do pay-per-view at our house. They were too expensive. Like, you can't do pay-per-views.
I don't remember the restrictions on it. I think it was like during the summer and we just did it.
Wow, I would like to just order pay-per-views and
Well, because that was before they didn't. They wouldn't ask for like your credit card up front. They just put it on your bill. So there was no
Exactly.
question.
yeah.
So then your parents open the bill, and all of a sudden there's this like $35 charge for 200 cigarettes.
Jonathan, why is there a $200 phone bill this month?
That was back when long distance. You would call, like, we would call Charlotte, and it would be long distance. So you couldn't call Charlotte. You'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
you got to only call local, or you're gonna pay. You get that phone bill. Yeah.
Brad, you could have gotten away with it. It's not like movie torture dad could have done anything.
It's already done.
Yeah. I'm not paying this. You can work it off. I like how he said he would take that job as being their promoter. I'd take that job. Oh, you got to wear gold chains, MTD, with a cross. That's the move.
Yeah.
And call everybody baby. So they go to this wrestling match. These dudes are like sycophants, man. They're
jacked.
They are jacked. I don't think I've ever been that excited to do anything in my life. And they're telling grandma, that granny lady who is a hardcore wrestling fan. And I'm just like, and what about the girls in the drive-thru? Like, these guys would be canceled.
That's true. That's true.
They would be canceled. Like, Jonathan, what do you think about that? Like, have you ever felt like them going to a wrestling match?
Oh,
Yeah,
that was the way.
no,
That's the way
definitely not.
Jonathan and I went. Last time Jonathan and I went to wrestling match, we went to AEW, and like halfway through the thing, we had our shirts off and jumping up and down. And,
Oh my gosh, y'all took your shirts off?
No.
We had our Lucha Libre mask on and shirts off.
Yeah.
They're doing chest bumps.
Yeah.
Oh god, your sweat is like coming up to each other. It's splashing everywhere. MTD's wiping the chest down for them when they're getting sweaty.
I got you, boys.
I got my handkerchief. I love how he doesn't carry one, but I do like how old men carry handkerchiefs. You're like carrying your personal snot rag.
Yeah.
It's a power move.
Yeah, it is kind of a power move. So they end up watching the fall of their hero. And you would think, I feel like they were more sad over that than getting the news that their parents died.
Yeah, he was called the king, right? Was that his
Yeah,
big thing?
the
Like he was
king.
the king. Yeah.
Yeah. The king is gone, so they decide to go to Atlanta. Where do they live at? Are they in like Wyoming or somewhere?
Yeah,
Where they at?
Yeah, it looks like yeah.
Montana. One of the two.
They're going to drive all the way from Montana, but they end up wrecking, right?
The
Dropping
poop truck.
sewage,
The poop truck runs into the toilet paper truck.
which was quite ironic, by the way.
Yeah.
And they end up hitching a ride with some nuns, which
The fart.
the farting nun. Did you, Jonathan? That was funny. Right? Did you? You were farting? No, I wasn't farting.
It wasn't you.
One of those nuns. Oh, Jonathan's gone.
And just like that.
He's like, I'm gone. MTD's got to make it. MTD's got to make a joke now.
Putting the kids to bed.
He's putting the kids to bed.
That's Jonathan's T-shirt.
Oh, I tried that. He made me take it down, Raj. I put a picture. I put his cartoon picture and it said, "Putting the kids to bed." Heater J, Movie Torture Pod. And he said, "I don't want my face on anybody's shirt." But we could just put a shirt that says "Putting the kids to bed" with his quote. Heater J. Maybe I'll do that.
He's like, peace.
Yeah, he's like, he said bedtime.
He's back.
It said my phone was too hot. It was probably because it heard me and Roger talking about having our shirts off.
MTD said bedtime, Jonathan.
I'm gonna go put him to bed.
Oh, guys. This just got weird. So they head to Atlanta, and lo and behold, Caroline Ray. I said, look to my wife. I said, is that Caroline Ray? And she's like, yes. And
From Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, my wife was not watching this movie, but she did see that scene. And she is the king's wife, I guess.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife. And, yeah. So they amazingly get that information from what's his name from American Pie? What does he go by? Shermanator. The Shermanator.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He types up the information to show them where Jimmy King or the king's wife lives. And they show up, man. They're like, we don't care. These guys are so dumb. They don't even care. They're on the level of Harry and Lloyd.
They really are.
They really are. They're a younger Harry and Lloyd. Anybody disagree with that on this show?
No.
Yeah. No. But she doesn't care to help him. I don't blame her. This guy's a loser, man. He left her with the kids and went off to be a wrestler. It's pretty pathetic.
And gave her crabs.
He gave her crabs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have missed that scene, man. I was watching it with Max, but then I'm glad Max bailed because it's a little too over his head.
The king's son's jacked up teeth.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my favorite. One of the favorite parts of the movie is when he sees his son's teeth for the first time. And he's like, "Oh, look at that grill." And he's like, "Son, I'm gonna send you to I'm the best dentist we can find."
His teeth are so jacked up.
Yeah.
So they basically run into the king, and he's drunk, and they become friends of the king. I guess he's taking advantage of them, right? At first, because he thinks he doesn't care.
He's trying to get money off of him.
Trying to get money off of him, because I want to know where all the king's money went. Because if he's a wrestler, he probably made good money in his prime as the main guy. Like, how does he all of a sudden go broke immediately when he gets fired?
Ask Antoine Walker.
I guess the king is like spending money on Twinkies, extra Twinkies, and women. You think is that what he's doing?
Yeah, and you can ask Delonte West. That's another one.
What if they had a sequel and the King was? I keep saying Jimmy. Is it Jimmy King?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy from Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Fab Five. Is he like? What if we saw a sequel where the King was like on the streets panhandling?
What's that?
It's like a garage door opening.
Jason Voorhees.
And more cold is coming in now. It's going to be so cold at this point.
Okay, one thing we did address though when they first meet up with the king, like it's not just the normal king. The dude is in his trailer dressed as a woman.
Yeah.
What?
Like, How'd you miss this? Yes, he's in a full-on dress. Like, that's not the king. And he's like, wait, it is the king.
It's so normal for Brad. He didn't even notice.
Why is he dressed like that?
And he's like in the trailer talking
That's
to
how
himself.
Brad dresses. Some nights throws on a gown.
Borrow Kristen's wig.
Yeah.
Kristen's favorite actors is Kristen Wiig. No, that's a. How did I miss that? Why is he wearing a dress? It doesn't
He's
even
losing
make
it.
sense.
He's just sitting there talking to himself.
It doesn't even make sense. It's getting cold in my garage
Brad's
now.
freezing out. Welcome to Minnesota, my friend.
I know. My wife's shaking her head like you moron. The
Brad's
door's
got-
closing.
Brad's got frozen snot on his mustache right now.
Oh, come on. It's only 20 degrees outside. You're fine.
Yeah, it's only 20 now, so we're good. Jonathan, now's your chance to brag about how warm it is where you're at.
Yeah, it was like 68 here today. It was pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 22 right now and feels like 19.
And just wait until Thursday when it's 8 degrees.
Oh my gosh, and I'm smoking a turkey. I had to buy one of those insulator blankets for my Traeger so I could smoke on Thursday. So they basically kidnap the king, right? They get him in there and they want to go find the leader and get his job back.
Yeah, like the
Basically.
king really doesn't want to do it. They almost like kidnap him and force him to become the king again.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not been he was the king 5 minutes ago,
That's true.
right? I mean, he must have left the ring, went back to his trailer, put on the dress, and just hanging out. I mean, I don't get it.
You don't ever do that after a hard day at work.
Yeah, I mean, I just come home I have my dress on. I don't know. No, but why? It's not like he was the king 5 years ago and now he works at Home Depot, which would have made this a funnier movie
That would have been funny.
if he's now working at Home Depot and they're like, we want to get you back into the ring, Jimmy. And they put him through a training course to get him back. And then he shows up for that chain, that whatever they did at the end.
He
And he wins it. Now
he's a
that,
Walmart greeter.
that would have been hilarious. Jimmy King's getting kicked in the shins, made fun of by kids. They don't even know who he is anymore. And these two slappies show up at Walmart and they're like, Jimmy King, the king. And then they start training him. Tell me that wouldn't have been funnier.
It would have been way funnier.
What do you think? What do you think, wrestling fans, Jonathan or Roger? Would that have been a funnier movie?
I was going to let Jonathan comment.
Neither one of them want to
Go for
answer. They're just like, whatever. I don't. He doesn't want to put the wig back on. They're like, you're going to wear the wig. You're going to be the king. Here's the crown. And he shows up, and they're like, and people are going, Jimmy, or whatever, king, and they love him. And he pounces the Vince McMahon of the movie.
Yeah.
I think that would have been fun. I would like to have seen that movie. It would have been
Good.
a good alternate version. Don't you think?
Yeah, they should have hired you, Brad. Where were you at in 1999 when they were filming this?
I don't know. When did this movie come out? Was it 2001 or 2000?
2000. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. This movie's almost 25 years old. It's a quarter of a century
Yes.
old now. And it's the second time we're going to see David Arquette again in this month. He's a two-timer just in this month. He's going to be in the next movie we talk about. Two-time fool. So they get to this place. Oh, we haven't even talked about Rose McGowan, by the way, who is the ring girl that now is into David Arquette.
Yes.
Weirdly, who they were in Scream. I think they were they were in Scream, the movie Scream together, the original.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And she's taking him for a ride. There's no way this ring girl is falling for this dude who puts a finger in his butt and then puts it in a Slurpee. It's not happening.
And has no job.
And has no job and no potential. But he could be a cop. which I would use that if I'm trying to get a chick. I'd be like, my dad's a cop. I got the cop job. I would definitely drop. Would you be dropping that, Jonathan, in your ways to pick up the ladies if you're David Arquette?
100%. But I was just thinking how Rose McGowan now looks like a washed up wrestler in real life.
Oh my gosh, I got to look her up now because she was quite fetching back in the day. Is she bald?
She's got a shaved head.
Oh my gosh, she would fit right in with movie Torture. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
She looks like she could be Sonny's cellmate.
This picture right here makes her look so old.
Did you notice the dance scenes? And she was like pale white. She looked like Sheamus compared to the other Nitro girls. She like stood out because her skin was just so pale white.
That's a reference. Brad has no idea what you're talking about.
Sheamus. I don't know what Sheamus.
Sheamus is an Irish wrestler who is like redheaded and like white,
clear,
pale. Yeah, paler than me. Like, every time Christy comes on TV, Crystal says, "A man, why didn't he go to a tanning bed or something?" Because he's just so.
He's the same complexion as that. The reflection of light on Roger's head at 1:00.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should have seen it. You should have seen this light before we went live. It was like right. You couldn't even make his face out. We were. Oh gosh. Oh. Old man. I like that. Jonathan said, "Old man went to bed." I love this battle between Jonathan and MTD.
You know what? I'm embracing the fact I'm not his number one. I'm done.
He's a heel now. Jonathan's become the MTD heel.
He's like, I own it. I'll take it.
All right. So we were talking about the Arquette thing with what happened with him in WCW later. I was reading here on Wikipedia. It talks about how when they were talking about Arquette didn't want to do it because being the wrestling fan he knew it wasn't going to go over well. And then later on, after he was given the title, the money he got from that, he donated it to the families of the deceased wrestlers, Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, and a guy who used to be a referee, and to another one who was left paralyzed due to a in-ring accident. So I thought that was pretty. I thought that was pretty cool of him.
That's really nice for a guy that gets a lot of grief. Like that's a power move there. Like he's like, you know what? I'm just donate all the money. I don't need it.
Arquette was like a fairly notable actor in this time period. Like he was probably making pretty good money doing movies.
Yeah. Like he was big. He grew up. He's got the Arquette family's been around forever. He's, he doesn't need the money, but the fact that he donated it and gave it away was a stand-up move. So it's hard to not like the guy when he does stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing much these days.
Brad, reach out to him and see if you can get him on the podcast.
I could get him on Work Advice. That would be amazing if we could. Get him on this one.
He seems like a nice dude.
I'm going to do that, Jonathan. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to see if I can get David Arquette to come on and spend some time talking about Ready to Rumble.
If Donald Trump is willing to sit down and talk with you for a half hour, David Arquette can carve out.
He was. Minutes. I told Donald Trump, I was like, I don't do politics on my network. So the head honchos at Hopecast are like, no politics, Mr. Lowe. And I'm like, okay, no politics.
Hey, another fact about this movie, 5 of the wrestlers who were in this movie have since passed away.
Well, I told Jonathan, I was telling Max the whole time that Diamond Dallas Page was dead. I thought he was dead.
He's doing that big yoga thing. He's got his own yoga thing.
He does.
I thought he died.
Yeah, I couldn't believe you thought that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And you argued with me about it.
I did. Like, no, he's dead, man. You're like, no, he's not dead. I'm like, I could have swore he died.
Yeah, Randy Savage, Bam Bam Bigelow, Sid Vicious, Kurt Hennig, and Chris Kanyon. They're the 5.
Sid Vicious just passed away not that long ago, but the rest of those guys have been dead for a while now. Kurt Hennig died a long, long time ago.
When did Bam Bam die?
It was. I'm looking.
It was
now.
quite a while ago too.
I feel like I used to know who Kurt Hennig
2000
was.
Mr.
2007.
Perfect.
That's who he was?
Yeah.
Maybe I did. I remember Junkyard Dog. He was good. He's dead too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how many people were dead in this movie because there's a good list of dead people.
Yeah. There's 5 wrestlers.
David Arquette's dad is in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dead. So, but and David Arquette married one of my least favorite actresses, Courtney Cox. So,
You love her.
oh my gosh, this was the time where she was going by Courtney Cox Arquette, and I'm like, oh
Listen,
my-
Jacob, Brad will never admit this, but he was the biggest Friends fan when I first met him.
yeah, okay.
I believe it. I believe it.
Jacob, don't
Has he
believe
ever
that.
shown you the tattoo on his thigh?
Oh gosh, I'll
He's
show you
gonna have
when
to
we're alone.
now.
I don't believe the dookie coming out of his mouth. That is not true. I hate Friends, and y'all know.
He's got a tattoo of the monkey on Ross's shoulder on his thigh.
Oh my gosh, what's the monkey's name? Is it Maurice?
Maurice.
Maurice the monkey. How did I
Brad's
know
got a
that?
tramp stamp that says "How you doing?"
Yeah, and I also had.
Brad, did you say how do you know the name of that monkey? Because you're a Friends fan. That's how you know the name
No, I
of that monkey.
not. But I do have a Gilmore Girls logo on my tramp as a tramp stamp. So I'm all about the Gilmore Girls.
Hey, I used the. You remember we had a season of fantasy football where we did like was it Netflix TV shows or was
Yeah.
it Gilmore Girls themed?
I think it was Gilmore Girls themed.
Because that was the Stars Hollows something.
I don't remember. I was Rory something. I think I was like Rory. I don't know. But okay, so they get to the end of this movie and there's the big cage match, which I gotta say, as a non-wrestling fan, the cage match looks fun. Like it looks like a fun thing
It
to
does.
watch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in the cage. MTD, would you get in the cage for $1 million? We know MTD will do anything for money. Would you, MTD, get in the cage for $1 million? Let's see what he says. I don't think I would. I don't think I would do it. Would you,
For
Roger?
$1 million, you wouldn't get in the cage?
Oh my gosh, and take a total beatdown? Like you
For
got to
$1
actually.
million, I'd let Jacob
million.
splash me off the top of the cage.
I was gonna say I'm in that cage. $1 million.
Oh, I don't know, man. I feel like something would break on me. I'd be a broken man.
You got $1 million.
Yeah, but I'm slipping from a straw and crapping in a diaper for the rest of my life. I don't know if that's what I want. I want my-
You could
I want
walk
my-
out of traffic tomorrow and have the same outcome and make $0.
It's like that guy we were talking about, Jacob, in Office Space, the one that gets
Yeah.
hit and he's like, living the dream. Remember that guy, Roger? You seen Office Space?
Yeah.
Living the dream. So anyway, Jimmy King, the King wins it, and the King gets his crown back, and I'm glad he does. And these boys are so happy. And don't they ride off? They ride off together, right? Is that how it ends? I'm trying to remember. It's been a couple weeks since I watched it.
Yeah. Or don't they become like tag team partners, Arquette and the King?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. They
And
come
then his best friend is now their manager.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sugar Daddy Sean.
yeah. What did we see him in recently? Oh, 3,000 miles to no.
No, Gone in 60
Gone in
Seconds.
60 seconds. He was in Gone in 60 seconds. Oh my gosh. We have literally seen him in Gone in 60 seconds and then in Ready to Rumble. And we saw David Arquette in Ready to Rumble in 3,000 Miles to Graceland. We have seen enough of them this month. Jonathan, what's the best wrestling movie around? Is it The Wrestler?
I like The Wrestler. I'll be honest with you. And the most recent one I've seen, The Iron Claw, is probably my current favorite.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you hadn't? Yeah,
No.
you need to watch it.
Jacob, have you seen it yet?
The Claw?
The Iron Claw.
Yes, it is really good. I like it.
Oh yeah,
I'm the only
It's
one that
a
hasn't seen
solid
it.
One. Not
What
a
ab-
movie torture candidate.
It's not. What about No Holds Barred with Hulk?
Oh,
That's
no.
pretty terrible.
That's
Is that a movie? Or what's going to be? Had to take a potty break. MTV's back.
You have-
MTV was
what-
dropping a deuce.
What constitutes a potty break when you wear adult diapers?
Oh,
Wow. The Goblin is throwing.
Oh, Jacob's better half's in the chat. She says, I agree. The Iron Claw was great. She's watching. I haven't seen it. I guess I need to put that on my list. But what's going to be the next wrestling movie y'all want to do for movie torture? Is it No Holds Barred? Is that what we're looking at right now?
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah.
What's that one with the Rock and the girl? She's like, her whole family is wrestling, and then she gets a chance to be in the WWE.
Oh, Fighting with the Family.
Yeah,
Is that good? Are we going to do that one?
Yeah, that's based on oh gosh, what's her name? Jonathan. She's in AEW now. She used to be in WWE.
Paige.
Paige, yeah, Paige.
I feel like if I wanted to be a wrestling fan, I'm so far behind. I don't feel like I could start right now.
Sure,
Yeah, you can.
I feel like I would not know anything. I'd be like, "What is this guy? What is he doing?" I had to change my opinion. Oh, he's bringing the jokes. Okay, y'all got any bad reviews or any bad reviews for this movie?
I got a couple bad reviews.
Lay it on us.
This is from Jack. He says, I'm so glad that the worst time of professional wrestling history, WCW in 2000, is in film form.
That is a funny one, though.
Hey, that's unfair because that was literally the best era of wrestling.
Better than the 80s?
Oh yeah.
This bad review just says, just don't watch it.
It's pretty simple.
Well, the '80s were really good because you had so many different. You had WWE, you had AWA, and the one in Texas where the Von Erichs are based out of. Then you had Mid Atlantic. So there's a ton of different stuff you could watch on TV. But when WWE and WCW went at it, that was probably the best time. I mean, just because it was like they had to top each other, every Monday.
A 6th grade, 7th grade me in the late 90s was crotch chopping and middle fingering everybody.
Oh my gosh, not shocked. Not shocked. Okay, I have. What were you gonna say?
I got one last one because we didn't even talk about this in the movie about the King and his rap career that he was trying to go for. Raw is war. What? This review is, what kind of gimmick is a freestyle rapping king?
I totally forgot about the rap. I have quite possibly the best review of this movie. Amazon 5-star. I'm gonna find this lady. Her name is Brittany Ravenstall. That she puts her name on the Amazon review.
That
Written
sounds like a wrestler.
It does. Written May 3rd, 2024. So she just wrote this months ago. She says, I had to rewatch this. It's such a great movie. I wasn't able to find it anywhere. So it was awesome. Amazon had it streaming. Anyway, my husband is 2 years younger than I am and somehow has never heard or seen it. He was raised by his mama, so she didn't allow good movies. I like how she's throwing shade in here. So that was also a plus to show him a good time. She lays it all out there. Brittany Ravenstall, man. Watched this as a little kid. Samantha Miller wrote on August 20th. Love it.
Love it.
Love it. I love it. She's all in.
All right, Brad. Who was your favorite wrestler?
Mine growing up?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Hulk Hogan, for sure.
Boo.
It was the Hulkster. I mean, I've told this story before. I had the whole Hulkamania workout. I was a Hulkster, man. I would sit there and do the little hand grips and jump rope.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
I liked Junkyard Dog. I like Andre the Giant. I liked Macho Man, and I had a what's the guy's the kilt, Rowdy Piper. I had his doll, and it had the actual kilt on there and the skirt. It was awesome. Like, you could take it off, and then he had his wrestling gear on. Man,
I wanted nothing more.
Did you just say yours was Jim Duggan?
I wanted nothing more as a kid to walk around with a 2x4.
Hey-o! That's an awesome favorite wrestler. Mine was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, he's up there with mine too. One of the tops. Yes.
But that's a different generation too, right? Like you're a lot younger. You're younger than I am, so you were that Stone Cold was not. I was old at that point. I'd given up on wrestling at that point.
Sad for you.
I know, like
Jonathan,
you.
What about you,
Hack-
Jonathan? Who's?
Yeah.
Oh, you said Stone Cold. Yeah.
Who was yours, Roger? Ric
Roger
Flair?
just have a stroke or something, man.
I think he did. No, he fell asleep. He falls asleep sometimes. He woke up.
Magnum TA was. What are we laughing at? Oh,
Brad went on. That's right, Johnny Piper. I did say I would take his heel off. That was a good one, Laura. That was a really good one. Oh my gosh. Who was yours? Was it Ric Flair, Roger?
no, Magnum TA before he had his like car wreck and all that. It was back in the Mid Atlantic days. One of the best moments. Like I went, I would go occasionally to the Bojangles Arena here in Charlotte for wrestling matches, and Magnum TA was hurt in an accident. He was in this whole storyline with Dusty Rhodes, and they were going against the Four Horsemen, and they were wrestling there in Charlotte. Well, Magnum TA was supposed to tag team with Dusty Rhodes, and then all of a sudden Nikita Koloff came out with them, and that's when Nikita left the Russians and turned into a good guy. And man, that place just went absolutely nuts. It was the craziest scene I've ever seen live like that.
Really?
Yeah, like it was just the Coliseum roof went off, and just because it was such a surprise, nobody saw it coming. So
Hacksaw
Well.
just spoke to my trailer park trash life, so I can relate to Hacksaw.
Oh, Roger, we didn't bring up Jake the Snake. He was always a good one too.
He's a good
yeah,
one. Too.
He was a good one too. Well, I mean, do I even need to ask Jonathan? Jonathan, movie torture, movie gold.
Movie gold.
Roger, movie torture, movie gold.
it was gold the first time I saw it. The second time I saw it, being an old man, it was like, but I gotta go gold. I gotta go gold.
Jacob, movie torture, movie gold.
It was absolutely movie gold. It was hilarious. I enjoyed it.
Well, for the second time in movie torture history, we have a movie gold for everyone. This is definitely
that.
movie gold. I mean, this is The Stupids was the first ever sweep of movie golds. The second ever is Ready to Rumble. So amazing. MTD, movie gold. You know what that means? If there's all movie gold, you have to watch the movie now.
It's a 4-chair turn.
Yeah, we're the 4 horsemen. We're the 5 horsemen now but you got to watch this now, MTD, because we've all said it's movie gold, and it is.
Right.
It's so
It
good.
is.
We're all movie gold. He is required to sit and watch this for an hour and a half, and it's not long. It's like an hour and a half, right?
Hour and a half. Yeah.
It's an easy watch. It's an easy watch. Well, for MTD, the man, the myth, the legend, man, Heater J, it's so good to have you back on the show, man. And he doesn't respond. Typical. Minnesota Jacob for Laurie in the chat, who wants to make sure everyone heard me say I would undress Rowdy Roddy Piper. For Roger and his long flowing locks. My name is Brad. We will see. He said MTD might try it, guys. He needs to watch it. It's a wrestling movie, but I made through it, and it's pretty funny. It's a good movie. You'll like it, MTD. My name is Brad. We will see you next time on the Movie Torture.
MTD, when you gonna come out to
He's gone.
oh, is he gone?
He can't see us once we